Hey, y'all, Little Drummer Boy here. I hope you drum heads are doing well out there and having a good summer. Um, I wasn't going to talk about this subject. I was just going to kind of let it slide. But the last 3 days, we have been bombarded with like 3 day funeral. Most Americans aren't even allowed to have funerals or full scale funerals right now. But the last 3 days, our country has spent a ton of taxpayer dollars on the funeral and pomp and circumstance for John Lewis. Now, so here's what I think about John Lewis. And y'all know me. I will never win an award for political correctness. I am not politically correct. I say what I think, and I say what the truth is, what I believe the truth is, and I try to stay based in facts. So, John Lewis is considered, a civil rights hero. So if he was a civil rights hero, then why did he, his whole career in the House, why did he support the genocide of his own race by Planned Parenthood? You see, Planned Parenthood was started by white supremacist Margaret Sanger, and she said the stated goal of Planned Parenthood was to kill off the human weeds, as she called blacks. She considered people like John Lewis a human weed, and she was trying to weed them out. And before you think anything's changed, it hasn't. To this day, according to Hannity, 80% of Planned Parenthood abortion mills are in black neighborhoods, and according to Live Action, 30% of abortions are black, although blacks only make up like 10% of the population. So anyway, if he's such a civil rights hero, I don't think he would have supported aborting off his race through Planned Parenthood's planned genocide of the black race. Secondly, he's no hero because he did a treasonous vote earlier this year. He voted to overthrow the duly elected president of the United States. There was never any evidence that Trump committed the crime. There was never a probable cause to investigate him for anything. You see, the Democrats, their playbook is Rules for Radicals by Saul Alinsky. Now, Saul Alinsky was a radical, and he dedicated Rules for Radicals to Lucifer, the first person to rebel against the establishment. And one of the Rules for Radicals is, and they have done this all down through Trump's presidency, ever since he really ran, one of the rules is whatever you're guilty of, blame your opponent. And that's what they've done consistently. You got to give the Democrats credit, man. They're tenacious and they're consistent. Got a bug on my head. But yeah, so Hillary, she sold Russia, when she was Secretary of State, she sold Russia 20% of our bomb-making uranium for $145 million to the Clinton Foundation, which is now broke because she didn't win the presidency. And she has no bribes coming in because, she has no ground. She has no leverage anymore. So, yeah, the Clinton Foundation is going bankrupt because people can't bribe her now. She's not in power. So anyway, yeah, 20% of our uranium 20% of our bomb-making uranium went to Russia, who isn't exactly our friend these days. And not only did they get $145 million directly thereafter to the Clinton Foundation, but Bill Clinton got paid $500 million for his speech. I mean, that's got to be Guinness Book of World Record. Who has ever heard of $500 million for a speech? Well, that's what Bill got paid in Moscow, for a speech in Moscow, not long after selling out our uranium, 20% of our uranium to Russia. And then, on top of that, Hillary, her campaign paid millions of dollars for the fake and disgusting dossier that only Russians and Democrats could come up with, something that disgusting. She paid millions of dollars to Russia for that dossier to start the bogus investigation of Trump. So when they accused Trump of Russia collusion, it was Hillary and Bill Clinton that had colluded with Russia, and probably a lot more people involved. Most people think the 33,000 emails on her server had to do with uranium-1, and that's why she destroyed evidence. She destroyed she destroyed her phone and her devices with hammers and with bleach bit, just like she destroyed evidence when she got Kathy Shelton, little 12-year-old Kathy Shelton's rapist